We have all heard the cliche millionaire habits of waking up early, exercising, and reading 5 books a day. And yeah, that probably works for some people, but today I want to talk about more easily implemented habits that you can get started with immediately, that I've implemented into my life that have truly changed my life, and more importantly, that I believe can change your life as well. Alright, let's jump right into it. What is going on, everyone? I hope you are all having a fantastic day. So I get that saying life-changing habits is kind of an overused statement, so I'll start this one off by saying keep an open mind and know that building a habit and seeing positive impacts is not going to happen overnight. But just putting one foot in front of the other and doing it one step at a time, and really keeping some of these things in the front of your mind in your daily practices is really going to have a huge impact on your life, whether it is with your financial goals, your relationship goals, your spirituality, or really anything else for that matter. Okay, so like I said, we all know those cliche habits of waking up early, reading regularly, exercising, and all of those good tips. And they absolutely are good things, and you should take care of your body and maybe read a book every now and then. But putting all of those things aside, the first habit that I have for you that is really basic, but it is so important, is using a calendar. So I don't mean having a calendar app on your phone and occasionally putting things in there. I mean legitimately using a calendar to plan out everything, not just your tasks, but everything that you need to get done, from reminders, your to-do list, all of your events, and everything in between. I'm not saying that you have to be like Elon Musk and have your whole day planned out down to 5-minute increments, because honestly, that sounds horrible. But I know for me, when I started this YouTube channel, I was really haphazardly stumbling from one project to the next, just trying to put out the next video. And not only did I very quickly start to get burned out, but I very quickly stopped enjoying the process. But by simply scheduling specifically when I was going to write scripts and when I was going to record and when I was going to edit, meant that not only was I feeling like I suddenly had enough time to do all of these things, but when I wasn't in those time periods that I had blocked out for those particular tasks, I knew that it was completely okay to just unwind and relax and not be worried about the next thing that I had to get done. Now, a lot of that has to do with beating procrastination, and that is not the topic of today's video, but if you don't currently use a calendar, I highly recommend that you download at least a basic calendar app like Google Calendar and start plugging in exactly when you want to do each task on your to-do list, making sure that you are pushing yourself and staying on top of your work and getting in those states of deep work, which is a fantastic book, by the way, that I highly recommend that you read. And in a sense, by scheduling all of those things, you're also scheduling your downtime so that you can truly shut your brain down and relax, because that is so important if you want to be able to work effectively. Alright, so the second habit that I've personally started implementing in my life recently that does not sound like a lot of fun, but I promise you it is very effective, is doing what you know is good for you, even if you don't want to. Again, this one kind of pulls in that procrastination conversation a little bit, but the sooner you accept the fact that you're probably not going to want to do all of the things that you have to get done all of the time, the sooner you will be able to just get over yourself and do those things anyways. This applies to not only getting that paper done or the task in your to-do list that has been there for several months, but also things like exercising, taking care of yourself, getting enough sleep, and the most basic functions of our everyday lives. For me, I know that editing these videos can be fun sometimes, but a lot of the times it is a daunting task that I know is going to involve at least 4 hours of focused, dedicated work, and there have absolutely been days where I just failed to get started, and then that day just ran away from me somehow, and now there wasn't enough time, so why bother starting it in the first place? So if you, number one, just get started and use that 5-minute rule that a lot of people suggest with procrastination, and then just accept and relish in the fact that you are doing what is good for you, even though you might not want to do that thing, trust me, you will start to get so much more done, and you will build some healthy habits, and dare I say, you might even enjoy the things that you used to dread doing. Honestly, when I am weeks ahead on these videos and I'm talking about a topic that I'm really passionate about, I kind of start to enjoy the video editing process, and I really look forward to it. And really, I look forward to the feeling of when I'm done and I look at this insane video timeline, and I feel proud that I pushed myself, and now I get to just completely relax and shut down and enjoy the rest of my day. The third habit definitely falls into that cliche category sometimes, but it is really good advice, and that's why I put it on today's list, and that would be surrounding yourself with other successful people. This one is pretty straightforward, and I'm sure that you have heard it 1,000 times before, but it is absolutely true that you are a mixture of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. Your habits and mindset and mannerisms have to come from somewhere. So if you are surrounding yourself with people who are content with just being complacent or making bad personal or financial decisions in their life, and they just don't have the same drive that you have, then eventually that is going to wear you down and keep you from truly meeting your full potential. Now, I'm not saying that you need to surround yourself with a bunch of Gary Vaynerchuk, hustle till you collapse kind of people, because that's not healthy either, but finding that balance is important, and honestly, the biggest thing here is identifying those individuals in your life who are dragging you down and are really bringing that toxic energy into your life that is keeping you from that right mindset that you need to accomplish the things that you want. You don't need to go on some rampage and ghost all of the toxic friends in your life, but at least identifying those individuals who are on the same page as you and are motivating you to achieve great things is really important, and then hopefully trying to spend more time with those individuals and surrounding yourself with them is really going to impact your life in so many ways, as cliche as that might sound. The last two habits are more finance related, but considering you're watching my channel and you clicked on this video, that means that you probably want to become a millionaire, and therefore you are curious about the finance stuff as well. So the fourth habit is one that I have mentioned many times before, and that is establishing multiple streams of income. Now, some might say that this isn't necessarily a habit, but making a habit of always looking for that next stream of income is really good for your long-term financial health. And I'll be honest, this is actually one that I have not been very good about recently, because since I started this YouTube channel and have invested a lot of time and effort into this, I haven't really further diversified my income streams, because really all of my income is somehow tied to this YouTube channel, even if I do have multiple streams of income through that. Yes, I have a 9-to-5 job as well, but really all I have is that job and my YouTube income, and that's really it. So this is definitely something that I personally need to be a lot better about. Plus, this is a great way to take your brain away from working on one thing and work on something else that is completely different, so that you can come back and re-engage with a fresh mindset. So whether that's having a regular 9-to-5 job and a side hustle on top of that while you're also investing, there are a million different ways to go about this, and that is, again, not the topic of today's video, but your average millionaire has at least 7 or more streams of income, and that doesn't mean that you need to go out and start 7 streams of income right now, but just start with a regular job and then add a side hustle and then add another stream of income and then start investing, and before you know it, you will be well on your way to becoming a multi-millionaire. Plus, eventually, you will have so much on your plate that you'll be forced to find ways to put some of those streams of income on autopilot, and before you know it, you'll be raking in a ton of passive income as well. And lastly, the fifth and final millionaire habit that I have recently started implementing in my life is what I and many others would refer to as stop keeping up with the Joneses. If you've somehow never heard that phrase before, essentially what I mean by this is stop buying stupid crap just to impress the people around you. Or as Dave Ramsey likes to put it,
most people trying to, buy things they don't need with money they don't have to impress people they don't really like.
The person wearing their Rolex, driving around their Lamborghini might be making a lot of money, but there's a very strong chance that they are borderline broke because they also spend a lot of money. Obviously, that is not always the case, but what I'm trying to say here is don't fall victim to lifestyle inflation, especially as you start to build out those multiple streams of income. The ultimate flex, in my opinion, is your income going through the roof and your lifestyle staying exactly the same, because that means that you're literally going to be stacking money without anyone knowing, and before you know it, you'll have so much passive income from your investments alone that you can do literally whatever you want with your time. And again, in my opinion, that is the ultimate mark of financial success. So there you have it. Those are the 5 millionaire habits that I have started implementing in my life that truly have changed my life, that I feel could truly change your life as well. But again, you've got to commit to them, stay consistent, and make them real habits in your day-to-day life if you want to see positive change. So I hope that these off-the-beaten-path habits were valuable to you and will help improve your financial life in some way. As always, if you did get value out of this content and you want to help support me, the easiest way to do that is actually by checking out some of my favorite financial tools down in the description below, including one offer from the Point Cashback Debit Card that will currently give you $100 when you sign up and make your first purchase, so definitely check that out using the link down below. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more content like this in the future, and of course, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it so much. Take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one.